And they've done experimental things such as the e-reader for GameCube that kind of fed into that card side. Then from 1956 to 1972, they really were just exclusively a toy company. And then from 1972 to now, they've been deep into the video game arena. So basically they went from cards to toys to video games. And now we kind of see them going back. Their Pokemon cards have really been successful for several years. And they're really looking into how do we integrate toys with video games now with their new Wii U, which is really interesting. So I'm going to unbox the Mario Amiibo. And basically, as you can see, it's just like a cardboard backing on a plastic front, which is pretty typical for these type of toys. The problem, however, is for collectors like myself, just ripping the cardboard off the back, destroys the lovely artwork that's in the back, and also it takes away from being able to put the toy back in the box. So I figured that I would go at it from the bottom and just take, like, if you had a razor blade or a sharp knife, I'm going to use a knife, but if you just go along this edge, hopefully we'll be able to get this toy out of here and put it back in. So, let's start trying to get this open here. I actually just have a really sharp knife, which I specifically use to open this type of stuff. But I'm just going to go along the back edge right here. And then do the sides. Now, what's really interesting about these is that there is a lot of detail to these things. I mean, look at Donkey Kong. He's got all kinds of fur, and they really put a lot of detail into this stuff. I mean, you can tell that they really want these things to be collectible. So, if I just get this plastic piece off here. And then actually, maybe they kind of figured you would do this because they just have like a cardboard flap that comes off. I didn't actually cut that cardboard flap there. But yeah, Donkey Kong is a really good example of what kind of work they put into these toys. Let's pick another one. Let's pick Marth. He's pretty realistic. I mean, they did a really good job. I can see people in Japan going absolutely nuts over this stuff. So it looks like at least they kind of thought about the collectors here, because they obviously made it so that you can access this from the bottom, which I actually didn't know until I opened it, which is really cool. So Mario is out of his box. So here's Mario. They did a really cool job with him, making him really awesome with his fireball. But the coolest part about him is, like, look at his jeans and stuff. Like, they did a lot of detail on these toys. Like, his jeans are wrinkling on the side, his little belly. And they're like really hardy. I can see kids like really throwing these around and stuff, and they're gonna stand up to the abuse. I mean, all the way around. They didn't slack on designing these things. They're really well done. And then the bottom is kind of where the magic happens. So basically, the reason they packaged these the way that they did is because when other toys have come out for other systems and other games, the Skylanders is one of them. People were going in and they were just taking the box home and they were putting them on top of their system, and then all of a sudden, you know, they would get to access the actual character and be able to put their data on the character, and then they would return the character and nobody else could use them. And while you can actually get the data off of them once you use them, it's really difficult. You actually have to call in and, you know, or delete it on your system. If you don't have the system, it becomes really complicated because you have to call in and actually get the data deleted, and it's a whole big fiasco. So they actually boxed these appropriately so that if you set them on top of the Wii U in their box, they don't actually work. So you have to unbox them to actually use them. But I mean, and they're a really awesome size. They're like the perfect size. I'm really impressed. And like, look at his face. I mean, look at his face with my face. There's a lot of detail. They did a really good job. So when the second run of these comes out, we'll do another review video and another unboxing. Let's see if we can get them back in here. This will show our collectors that they can actually use this and still collect their Mario figurines. Because I'm a collector too. Like, you know, I'm sure that Nintendo didn't fully intend for people to, you know, keep these things like 20 years from now. But I intend to keep mine for 20 years. And so, you know, I really would rather them be in acceptable packaging should I ever want to sell them or whatnot. See, I put him back in there. Looks like I really never opened him. I mean, you've got this flap on the bottom, but for the most part, he really just stays in there too. I mean, they really put the molding and the plastic around him really well, so let's get a look at somebody else. Pikachu's cute. He doesn't have a lot of detail, but I mean, it's Pikachu. He never really has. He's kind of a smoother character. Same thing with Kirby. But Kirby's like super cute. And they really made them, you know, the right size. I mean, in the game, Pikachu is about this size and Kirby's about that size. So they really did well. And my new favorite from the game, Wii Fit Trainer. Awesome. So if you want to see us unbox another one, just comment below. Or for the second run, if there's one in particular that you want to see us unbox, we will totally do that. My name is Miss Throwback. I'm from PlayLegit.net. Check us out.